Good morning, everybody. We're going to working on lesson 2, module 5 on page 12. And we're going to be working with decomposing fractions and using tape diagrams to represent each fraction. So today is going to be a really simple lesson in which we just need to decompose these fractions, and you need to show me different ways in which we can find the sum of these fractions. Sum means addition, okay? So let's draw and shade a tape diagram of the given fraction. So we're going to do 7/8. And then we're going to record the decomposition of the fraction 3 different ways. So I'll show you how we can decompose these in 3 different ways using number sentences. So let's put the tape diagram of 7/8. Okay. So I'm going to put a 8 as my denominator. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need more space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's horrible. I just can't do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. And we got to shade in. 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. So this represents 7/8. But now we got to decompose this fraction in 3 different ways using number sentences. So we can decompose this in a lot of different ways. I can decompose it 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 1/8 equals 7/8. That's one way. We also can do 4/8 plus 3/8 equals 7/8, right? Or we can do something a little bit more complicated. So 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 1/8 equals 7/8. Okay? And that's all we really need to do for this problem set today, is focusing on finding number sense. Using the number sentences in order to decompose. And you got to do it 3 different times. So 5/3 is going to be improper fraction. I'll do 5/3 with you, or at least start it with you, using our tape diagram. So remember, we're working with 3 is our denominator. Okay, so that means that 1 whole is going to be cut into thirds. So this is going to represent 1 whole. All right, we're going to shade it in. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's Snickers bar. And remember, we're working with 5/3. So I need 2 more squares here. So 1 and 2. And I need to shade these in as well. Okay. So I have 3 as my denominator, right, because we got 3 here. 3 as my denominator. How many do I have shaded? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be 5/3. And then I want you to decompose this in 3 different ways that we can add up to 5/3, just like we did on our first problem here, right? I want you to do 3 different number sentences to decompose. So pause the video if you need to, but I'm going to move on, and I want to move on to 1 1/3, just to give you an idea of how to solve this problem. And 1 1/3 is it's a mixed number, meaning that it is a fraction greater than 1, because we have one whole Snickers bar here and another 1/3 of a Snickers bar. So if I were to bring out my Snicker bars again, which I'm totally going to, so if I bring out my Snickers bars again, right? We're going to have 2 Snickers bars. And we don't know how much this one whole is, how much to cut this one whole Snickers bar, but we do know that the second one is cut into thirds, right? So when we do the outline here, I'm going to cut this into thirds. And thirds. And it looks like it's 1/3 that's shaded in. So 1/3. Okay. Awesome. However, what is the first Snicker, the first whole Snickers that we have? What is it cut into as well? So this Snickers, right, this is considered one whole. And, well, what really helps us understand how much we cut it is the denominator here, this third. That third is telling me that this Snickers cut into thirds, so this Snickers bar is going to be cut into thirds as well. So I'm going to outline it real quick. Okay, so we're going to cut it into thirds. And we're going to highlight all of it, because we're taking a whole Snickers bar out. Okay. So our improper fraction is going to be 1, 2, 3 as our denominator. So 3 as our denominator. But how many are shaded, though? And that is the crucial point. So how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4/3 that are shaded. Okay? So this is how we can transform a mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay? So these are the same, just they can look different. See, we have one whole, and then we have 1/3 here, right? We can say this is 1 1/3, or we can say it's 4/3, an improper fraction. So what I would like for you to do is please decompose 4/3 3 different times, okay? And I would like for you to do C for me as well. That's 7/5. All right, everybody. I hope today's math was not too confusing with that mixed number making it into an improper fraction, what we just did here. I hope that the Snickers bars can really make you understand what we're doing here. All right. Have a good one, everybody.